The first thing that hit me was the silence. Not the kind that soothes your soul after a long day, but the heavy, echoing kind that screams something's gone wrong. I stood there in the grand lobby of the Red Rock Haven Resort in Sedona, Arizona, surrounded by polished sandstone floors that mirrored the rugged canyons outside, and massive windows framing those iconic red cliffs bathed in the golden afternoon sun. Just an hour ago, this place buzzed with the chatter of arriving guests, the clink of luggage carts, and the warm welcomes from the staff. Now, it was just me, my compact suitcase at my feet like a loyal dog, and the distant hum of a fountain trickling water over smooth pebbles. My heart pounded in my chest, a frantic rhythm that drowned out everything else. "Stay here with the bags," my husband Jack had said, flashing that boyish grin of his, the one that used to make my knees weak. He leaned in for a quick kiss. Too quick. Too distracted. "Sarah and I will park the truck. This garage is a maze, might take a bit. Be right back." His mom, Margaret, had patted my shoulder with those perfectly manicured nails, her touch light but somehow condescending. "Don't wander off, dear," she'd added with a wink, her voice smooth as honey but laced with that edge she always had. I saw the glint in their eyes, the shared secret, the family inside joke they loved to pull. It was supposed to be harmless fun, a welcome to vacation gag. They'd done stuff like this before, little pranks that left me feeling like the odd one out, but I always laughed it off. Family, right? 10 minutes turned into 30. 30 dragged into a full hour that felt like an eternity. I paced a little at first, checking my phone every few seconds. Excuses piled up in my mind. Maybe the parking structure's packed, it's peak season in Sedona. Or they stopped for a quick coffee in the resort cafe. But as the grandfather clock near the entrance ticked relentlessly, my patience frayed. Other families checked in, arms linked, kids giggling, vanishing into the elevators with their key cards. My calls to Jack went straight to voicemail, his upbeat message mocking me. "Hey, it's Jack, leave a message." A text to Sarah sat unread, that lone gray checkmark staring back. The knot in my gut tightened, that old familiar anxiety from years of trying to fit into this family. I felt the staff's eyes on me, polite at first, then tinged with concern. I was turning into lobby decor, the sad statue titled Woman Waiting. Finally, a concierge in a crisp uniform approached, her steps measured, expression kind. Her name tag read Lena.
"Mom.
"Everything okay? You've been here a while. Can I help with anything?" I forced a smile, my voice steadier than I felt.
I'm fine.
"Thanks. Just waiting for my family, my husband, Jack Harlan." They went to park. Lena's composure slipped for a split second. Pity, maybe a flash of anger on my behalf, before she regained it. That tiny crack told me more than words could.
"Mom.
The Harlan party. They checked into the Canyon View Suites about 45 minutes ago. Relief flooded me. Then confusion.
Yes.
Have they come back down? She hesitated, eyes dropping. They took the elevators up right after arriving. Your husband mentioned to the desk. It was a little game. A prank. He said not to worry if you seemed upset. The world tilted. The lobby spun. The fountains trickle, now a roar in my ears. A game. They'd checked into the suites I'd booked, the ones overlooking Sedona's majestic red rocks. Unpacked, maybe even popped open the complimentary wine. And left me here, not forgotten, but deliberately abandoned as the butt of their joke. 10 years of subtle digs, of feeling like an outsider despite my efforts, crashed over me. The pain was a vice around my chest, but beneath it, Something stirred, cold, resolute. A spine straightening after too long bent. Just 2 weeks earlier, I'd been in our cozy kitchen in Phoenix, the morning sun streaming through the windows, my coffee steaming as I scrolled through resort photos on my laptop. My tech startup had just sealed a huge deal, years of grinding paying off. My first impulse?
Share it with them.
A family getaway, I'd told Jack over dinner, showing him the Red Rock Havens images, spa treatments amid the vortices, hiking trails, luxury all around. My treat, everyone included, his eyes lit up. Genuine excitement as he pulled me into a spin. Emily, you're amazing, the best wife ever. For that moment, I believed it would bridge the gap, make me truly part of the Harlans. But at Sunday dinner at Margaret's pristine ranch-style home in Scottsdale, the announcement fell flat. Silence. Then Margaret's pursed lips as she eyed the website. It's quaint, I guess. But for the price, I'd expect something more upscale, like those places in Aspen. I explained the 5-star rating, the private villas I'd reserved, including the top-tier one for her. No dice, her eyes calculated, not grateful. Sarah sighed dramatically, glancing at my new watch, a self-gift. Must be nice to splurge on vacations without blinking.
Mike,
her husband, just nodded along, silent as ever. Planning was a minefield. Sarah griped about the drive from Phoenix being too long. Margaret nitpicked the spa menu missing some trendy treatment. Every interaction reminded me I was the provider, they the critics. My success was their entitlement, my choices forever questioned. Jack, when I'd vent, he'd hug me tight. You're overthinking,
babe.
Mom's old school. Sarah's stressed from work. It's just how they are. That phrase, just how they are, was his shield, implying change was impossible. My hurt secondary. On the drive up through the desert, tension simmered. Margaret complained about the AC. Sarah sniped about resort fees being pocket change for me. I gripped the door handle, clinging to hope that the stunning views would melt it all away. Foolish me. As I sat in that lobby corner, hidden behind a potted cactus, the truth hit. I'd been buying affection that wasn't for sale. Memories replayed like a bad movie. Our first Thanksgiving, I slaved over dishes from my family's recipes. Margaret poked at it. Interesting flavor. Different from ours. They barely ate. Sarah's wedding gift from me, a lavish Hawaiian honeymoon. Her thanks? A curt text. Thanks. Nice spot. Pranks galore. Forgetting to tell me a party was black tie. Leaving me in jeans, hiding my keys before a big meeting. Laughing at my panic. Jack always, lighten up, it's fun. But it wasn't. It was control. Testing how much I'd take for scraps of belonging. I wasn't family, I was funding. Lena's kindness sparked an idea. They were upstairs, chuckling. But I held the power, the credit card that booked it all. My hands steadied. I rose, walked to the desk. I'd like to make some changes to my reservations. Lena looked at me with quiet understanding. No judgment in her eyes. Of course.
Mom.
What can I do? I took a breath, the words forming with a clarity I'd never felt. The Harlan reservations, the suites under my name. I'd like to cancel 4 of them. Keep mine, but downgrade it to something simple. Her fingers paused over the keyboard. Are you sure? Cancellations at this hour might not refund fully. But since you're the primary, it's your call. Legally, it was straightforward. My card, my booking through the app. No disputes there in Arizona law. Resorts honor the pair. But this wasn't just logistics, it was severance. As she typed, I felt a weight lift, mingled with sorrow. 10 years with Jack, high school sweethearts turned partners. I built my company from our garage, while he chased freelance photography gigs. His family saw my success as their perk. Never mine. Margaret, widowed young, ruled with passive-aggressive barbs. Sarah, perpetually struggling, leaned on handouts. Mike enabled it all. I'd enabled too, thinking generosity would win them.
Now.
Clarity. Kindness isn't currency. Done, Lena said softly. Your new room is 212, a standard with a garden view. Shall I have your bag sent up? Yes. Please. Gratitude swelled. This stranger's empathy outshone a decade of family. Upstairs. I imagine them unpacking. Oblivious. My phone stayed silent, still part of the joke. Room 212 was modest, a queen bed with earthy-toned linens echoing Sedona's landscape. A small desk. Armchair by a window overlooking manicured succulents under string lights.
No balcony whirlpool.
No stocked bar. Just peace. I sank onto the bed, the tension uncoiling. For once, alone felt empowering. Not lonely. I ordered room service, a simple green chili burger and iced tea. Arizona staples. No need to impress, just comfort for me. As I ate, cross-legged on the bed, flipping through a mindless Western on TV, my phone erupted. Jack first, buzzing insistently. I let it ring, savoring the control. Then Sarah. Margaret.
This floored, ain't.
Where are you? Call back. This isn't funny, Mom's worried. Worried? They weren't. Inconvenienced. Maybe. Jack's next. Babe. We're freaking out. Pick up. False concern. His specialty. I finished my meal, wiped my hands, and typed. In my room. Try your keys. Sent. Silence. Then chaos upstairs. I pictured. Jack swiping his card, red light. Sarah trying hers, denied. Panic rising. They'd storm down. Entitlement in tow. I wasn't hiding. I headed back to the lobby, choosing a central armchair with views of the elevators and desk. Ordered herbal tea, chamomile. Calming. The show was about to start. The elevator dinged like a bell in a boxing ring. Out they poured, Jack red-faced. Leading, Sarah phone in hand, Margaret indignant, Mike trailing. They beelined to the desk, slamming keys down. Our cards aren't working. Fix this. Jack boomed. Lena. Unflappable. No error.
Sir.
Reservations canceled by the primary holder, Mrs. Emily Harlan. Their heads whipped around.
Spotting me.
Shock froze them. Then fury propelled forward. What the hell? Emily. Jack towered over me. Hands on hips. How could you? Margaret hissed. After all we've done. Welcoming you. Putting up with your
ways.
Ungrateful. Sarah jabbed a finger. You ruined everything. It was a prank. Get over it. I set my cup down. Stood slowly. Meeting their eyes.
No theirs.
No rage, just resolve. You're right.
Sarah.
A prank. But after 10 years, I see the real joke, me, thinking my wallet could buy your respect. To Margaret, the joke's on me for funding your lives while you belittled mine. To Jack, and you always choosing them, never defending me. This game ends it. Jack paled.
Ink.
That's not fair. We love you. Love doesn't abandon someone in a lobby. Security appeared. Lena's call. Problem? One asked, eyeing Jack. He backed off. I grabbed my purse.
No.
Just leaving.
Outside.
Under the starry desert sky. A cab waited, I'd booked it. As it pulled away, the resort's lights faded. Freedom tasted like the dry, sage-scented air. But as miles stretched, doubt crept in. Was this too final? Revenge felt hollow. Maybe confrontation could heal. The cab wound through Sedona's dark canyons, red rocks looming like silent judges. I directed the driver to a quiet motel on the outskirts, nothing fancy.
Just a place to think.
Checked in under my name, paid cash. Room was basic, faded Navajo print bedspread, flickering TV, view of a dusty parking lot. I paced, phone off. Adrenaline faded, leaving ache. 10 years with Jack, we'd shared dreams, built a life. His family, toxins seeping in. But was I blameless? I'd enabled by paying, avoiding fights. Maybe the shock could force change. Dawn broke, painting the sky pink over the mesas. I turned my phone on, missed calls, voicemails piling up. Jack's first.
Please.
We messed up bad. Come back. Sarah. Okay? That was stupid.
Sorry?
Margaret, stiff. This is unacceptable.
But.
Talk. I listened, heart softening a fraction. Not groveling, but cracks in their armor. A text from Jack, at the resort cafe. Waiting if you want to talk. Love you. I stared at the screen. Revenge satisfied momentarily, but isolation loomed. What if we could rebuild, with boundaries? I drove back in a rental car, the desert highway blurring with thoughts.
Parked.
Entered the lobby. They sat at a corner table, looking deflated, bags under eyes. Coffee cups empty. Jack spotted me first,
Standing awkwardly. Eminencia.
I approached, voice steady. I'm here to listen. But no excuses. We sat. Silence stretched. Then Margaret spoke. Unusually vulnerable. We took you for granted. Your success made us feel small. So we poked holes. Sarah nodded. Jealous?
Yeah.
But that prank? Crossed the line.
I'm sorry.
Jack reached for my hand. I failed you. Should have stood up.
Seeing you walk away.
Woke me. Emotions surged, hurt, but hope. It's not just the prank. It's years of feeling like an A-team, not family. They listened. Really listened. Mike added quietly. We all leaned too much. We talked for hours, raw.
Honest.
Legal stuff surfaced. I'd get partial refund, but offered to cover a cheaper stay if they behaved. No more pranks. Respect mandatory. Light lesson emerged. True family values effort over entitlement. By lunch, tension eased. We rebooked modest rooms, together, but equal. Afternoon sun warmed the resort's patio as we continued. Jack pulled me aside. I get it now, your pain won't happen again. Tears welled. I nodded. We hiked a trail. Red dust kicking up. Conversations flowing naturally. Margaret shared her fears of aging alone. Sarah admitted job struggles. Vulnerability bridged gaps. Dinner that night. Simple southwestern fare. Laughter genuine.
No barbs.
I felt seen, not as provider, but person. Days unfolded. Spa mornings.
Vortex tour.
Bonds strengthened through shared stories.
Not spending.
Jack defended me when Margaret slipped old habits. Lessons sunk in. Appreciation fosters love. By week's end, family felt real, humane growth from drama. As we packed, reflections hit. The prank shattered illusions, but rebuilt stronger. Driving home through Arizona's vast landscapes, Jack squeezed my hand, Thanks for giving us a chance. I smiled. Lesson learned for all. Life post-vacation. Boundaries held. Respect grew. A humane twist on revenge. Forgiveness with accountability. In the end, family isn't bought. It's earned through empathy. And that's the real victory.